So we've got a stone retaining wall underway. And I thought this might be a good moment to stop and show you what it takes to keep it from becoming a wall of shame. You know what I mean? The kind of retaining wall that bows out, maybe the top two courses fall off, and it's a mess to deal with because you basically have to take the whole thing apart, dig out the dirt behind it, and do something to keep the problem from happening again. Cause of this problem is something called hydrostatic pressure. It's the simple weight of the water, push it against the back of the wall, wanting to mess it up. With my wall about 30 feet long and averaging 3 feet high, I calculate that if the soil were saturated 1 foot deep, that'd be about 6 tons of weight pushing against my poor little wall. So you have to take steps to get rid of that water. The first is, and most important, is some drain tube. Got some here. And it basically is plastic 4-inch tube with little serrations in it that basically lets the water in as it flows down behind the wall and carries it away from the wall. It needs to be set at least an incline of 1/8 inch per foot. I think I've got more here, but that's fine. If it flows away more quickly, that's no problem. To keep that tube nice and clear, we use some landscaping fabric, not to keep the weeds down, but to keep any dirt from getting into the tube. So this is going to filter the dirt as the water flows through it. And then, very importantly, we've got this gravel, and it's going to leave a lot of voids between it. So we're going to pack this behind the wall. The water can percolate through the gravel and into the tube, and away it goes. When we're finally up to level, we're going to put some landscaping fabric on top of the gravel and then some dirt, do our plantings, but that's coming way down the road. Okay, the other factor in a good retaining wall that does not become the wall of shame is to get a little bit of incline toward the hill. So we've got this device that you can kind of put up against the wall and then check for level here on this little miniature level, and then you see we've got an incline here. It's just subtle, just something to kind of push against the hillside. Another thing, since we're here by the wall, the sure sign of an amateur stone wall is stacking up the joints. So they come boom, boom, boom. We're trying to abide by the rule that we're going to keep at least 6 inches separation between the joints. And that gives it a nice brick-like look. And by the way, if you're an engineer, you're probably not going to enjoy this because the tolerances are not tight. You got to allow for variation. You got to accept variation and just go for an overall levelness. If this were not a curved wall, we could strike a string and come up to that with each course, but a level's going to do it. You just want kind of a earthy, consistent look to it. So, the gaps are fine, and we'll live with those. Final point, as we're building this wall, being an old guy, I'm going to dump the gravel in so I'm not reaching over 4 feet of wall, but just kind of work our way up and save that unpleasantness for later. So, anyhow, hope this is helpful. Watch your back. Take care.